Hi viewers, welcome to BRK-SOFT. Again, there are few students who asked questions on consulting. The primary area at this time was focusing on the sourcing of these kinds of debts. How do you go to the market? Now, for you to go to the market, you must have a background. You can, in case you find a good customer or somebody wants money, they lack say collateral or they lack a good financial numbers to talk about, but despite all this, their CIBIL scores are good, they have no default in their earlier history. Now these are companies where corporate clinic already helps them in raising funds as may be required, of course subject to justification. Now, how do you do all this? Documentation becomes a key factor. What does documentation mean? When you write a project report, please understand or please make note that you are endorsing somebody else's business numbers or business plans. Are you authenticated? Do you have authenticated information to give it to the banker? Yes. For that, you need to pick up about 27 documents from a particular company, present it to the banker, write a project report and give it to them. To write this entire thing, you definitely need financial skills, without which you can't prepare this documentation at all. So it is better, as my student, it's better that you do the entire documentation yourself. We are there to help you anyway. So you will write the documentations, you will do the projection numbers, you will do CMAs for working capital to the bankers, submit them, and during discussion we will get involved because you lack the experience. But what does the CMA mean? Something very new. It's not new, it's a particular format the banks usually have for you to present the financial numbers. For a term loan, you don't have a specific format, but for working capital, it is mandatory that the company which applies for has to prepare its own CMA and give it to the banker. It's nothing but a projected financial number in a particular format. Now we will teach you as to how to project these numbers in a CMA format, how different it is with the projected numbers which you already have on table. Now CMA plays a very key role for working capital, core part of documentation. How does this pick up? Let's assume in the first form of CMA, you'll have gross sales less excise or GST, the net sales. The banker has to do a due diligence on this. Now how will he do the due diligence? He will immediately go through a document which you have submitted. One of the documents will be your GST returns, every month what you file with the bank, with the authorities. Now GST sales, what you have reported, cumulative over a period of time, say for April to say March of next year, this 12 months, summation must tally with the sales number which you have given. What if the product is not under GST, say agro products, not under say GST? That also will be captured in GST forms because it is exempted category. So therefore, whatever you declare in your sales will be in GST forms. This is one due diligence the bankers will do, which you need to do before giving to the banker, because you shouldn't waste your time in justifying the sales numbers. But then there is another problem. Now there are few companies where they do a cash sale of product because of necessity and that is captured in GST. How much is that? You do not know. How do you find out? Take the banker's bank statement credits from April to March, take the summation of all those, match it with your GST returns or your sales numbers in the annual report. You will find it doesn't match, because you have cash sales which is not reported to the bank. You may not have deposited in the bank also. You could have used that money for purchases directly. In such situations, what you must do is take the bank statement, take the summation, see the percentages. In very rare situations, Bankers who agree or accept cash deposits in their account will take it as a positive nature, and with the proofs will say yes, these are cash purchases or cash sales. So documentation plays a key role. For example, I am talking of one entry called sales. Now look at what happens for your purchases, salaries, etc. So you must know what they are purchasing, whether their purchases are in line with the norms they have set for the industry, whether they are purchasing the right price, and the banker could also question you in terms of purchase values. The next entry will be, say for example, salaries. They will take this, those employees who are on rolls. You might have contract employees also. So you need to present papers on skilled, semi-skilled, unskilled laborers, their costs, number of people. They will multiply and see whether this is correct. It's a ballpark, these numbers must be correct, but sales and purchases must match with the GST numbers. Okay. Like this, there are a host of due diligence which the bankers will do. So BRK-SOFT helps you in doing all their documentation properly with a pakka justification for these loans which you apply for. You shouldn't waste time of a customer, because the customer, if he has time and if he has a skill set, why should he come to you? Therefore, you must show your professionalism in terms of appraising projects, appraising their documentation, preparing a gist of these documents as a project report.